Hey there, so my name's Sabrina Smart. I'm a paramedic and a doTERRA wellness advocate, and I'm going to talk to you about why and how to support your gut health to support seasonal changes. So if you are new to doTERRA, please stay and watch this part. If you already have your doTERRA essential oils and you're aware of these things, then obviously you can skip forward to the beginning of the presentation. So we just want to talk to you a little bit about why doTERRA in the first place. So it's an important thing to know that doTERRA is different to other essential oils. And that is because our oils are 100% pure. Many oils will show that they are 100% pure, but they are fragrances and they are made in a lab. Our oils are tested and they are sent away to be tested, and we can prove that ours are 100%. No other oil company can do that. For example, a whole bottle of lemon has 40 whole lemons in it, and it has nothing other than lemon in there. And so they are completely pure and able to use for exactly plant medicine. The second thing is that they are safe and they are effective. This means that we're able to use them for a multitude of different things. We are able to use essential oils to help support our immune system, for example. The third thing is that they are cost effective. So yes, doTERRA essential oils may seem more expensive than your shop bought oils, but because of the potency that we have, you are only using a very, very small amount at one time. For example, if you are going to use lemon in your water, it's costing you 4p. Well, you would spend more than 4p on cutting up a lemon. So it's very effective in that way. For example of the potency, 1 drop of peppermint oil is equivalent to 28 cups of peppermint tea. 3 ways to use oils. When we're talking about oils, these are doTERRA specific. So the first way is aromatically. So you can put the oil directly on your hands and you can breathe. You can use a diffuser. You can place it just straight from the bottle if you want to. Topically, that's using it on our body. We can use a carrier oil, and I state carrier oil. It carries the oil to where you want it to be. It is not diluting it, it is carrying it across so that you're able to get it to soak into your skin to stop it from evaporating. We do have a few hot oils, and it's important to avoid those being neat on your skin, things like oregano, because they have the ability to burn. So for example, if you wanted to get rid of something on your body, a skin tag or something, then yes, that would be fine, but you wouldn't want that on your skin normally. The second thing topically you can use is pop them into rollers, and you can then roll it straight onto that area of concern. The third thing is internally, and this is doTERRA specific. We are not taking other oils internally. This is only doTERRA oils because ours are tested and we know that they are safe for ingestion. If you're unsure of how to take them, then do speak to the wellness advocate that showed you this video. It might be myself, it might be one of my team. To use it internally, you can place it into veggie caps, you can plop it into your water. Do not use plastic bottles because they will biodegrade inside and then you will be eating the plastic, and that is not good for you. So again, just mentioned the fact that ours are tested, and we do have our own testing that you can go to source2you.com and you can put the batch number in and you can see the testing done on every single oil. So they work really fast. So it takes 20 seconds to be able to reach 1 cell in the body, and it takes 20 minutes to reach every cell in the body. They work very fast and they're very, very effective. If you want to know more about doTERRA, we are also healing on both sides of the bottle. They have an absolute fantastic Healing Hands Foundation where we support the growers who are farming the plants to be able to make our oils, and we also put a lot of money back into different charities. So do have a little look at the Healing Hands Foundation. Okay, so let's walk you through your seasonal relief. What is it that we can help you with right now? So first of all, I want you to actually look at what seasonal discomfort actually is. Okay, so what is causing it? So your immune system is identifying a harmless airborne substance as harmful. So it's taking that pollen and it's thinking that it is harmful to our body. So then our immune system then produces antibodies to this harmless substance. So it's not going to hurt us, but our body does not know that. It creates antibodies to prevent it. And then the next time you come in contact with this substance, these antibodies signal your immune system to release chemicals such as histamine into your bloodstream, which then causes a reaction that leads to the signs and symptoms that you are feeling. So let's have a think about what issues that you need support from. What are your experiences? Are you experiencing a runny nose, a sore throat, tight chest, headaches? What is it? that you are experiencing in the first place. So then we can look at which symptoms we want to be able to support you with. What have helped you in the past? So also have a think about what you've taken over the counter. So have you noticed that sometimes that you can take something over the counter in the morning and then later in the day your symptoms return and now there's nothing you can take again because you can only take it once a day? Well, we don't have that with what these solutions we're going to give you, because you can constantly take them. And the other thing is, what if you're pregnant? Many times you're pregnant, you can't take over-the-counter medicines and you're expected just to suffer during this season. And that is not the case. Again, ours are going to be safe for you to use. So Euromonitor, the world-leading provider of strategic market research, has found that in an ever-busy work-life balance landscape, our purchase decisions are increasingly driven by convenience. Sales of multivitamins have enjoyed strong growth as customers attempt to achieve maximum health with minimum efforts. Now, that's all well and good because we do want to be able to supply our body with the supplements that we're not getting from our diet. But supplements have to be bioavailable. If our body doesn't recognize them as food, they cannot absorb to be able to get in them. So to explain that in an easy way, imagine our cells have doors. Okay, so our doors will open for vitamin D, for example. So you'll get that vitamin D and it will go through the door. The problem is if that body doesn't recognize vitamin D and it's a false substance, which many supplements are because they're not bioavailable, the door will shut, which then means your body cannot use that vitamin D. And it turns into a very expensive wee because your body just gets rid of it because it's not being used because the door has shut. The problem with that is the door's now shut and then the door finds it difficult to open because when it finds real vitamin D. So then that leaves you in a deficiency. Whereas you can look at supplements, and we will be covering supplements in shortly, to be able to have them the bioavailability. Your body needs to be able to use what it is that you are taking in the first place. Okay, so I want to just walk you through a couple of our favorite items for seasonal relief. This is peppermint, lavender, and lemon. We can use these in many different ways. Okay, so some of the first ways we're going to use them is literally pop a drop on our hands of each oil, rub our hands together and rub it into our neck and around our arms. While you've now got that on your hands, you can now take some deep breaths. Breathe in. And then another fantastic thing to do is just hold in front of your eyes. Now, you don't want to get it in your eyes, but just hold it in front of your eyes and keep your eyes open. That soothes that irritation very, very fast. One of the other things we can take is Tri-Ease. Tri-Ease is lemon, lavender, and peppermint in a very convenient capsule. It's been made for you. And the good thing is you can take this throughout the day and you can retake it when you need it. You don't have to be like, oh, I can only have one a day. You can retake that. And that's what's fantastic about Tri-Ease. Again, you can make your own capsules if you want to. Pop 2 drops of each of these oils into a veggie cap and you can take them that way. Tri-Ease is just very convenient. Popping these into the diffuser is really good. I recommend making rollers, 10 drops of each oil in a roller, topped with fractionated coconut oil. You can use it throughout the day, all day. Like I say, a couple of drops of each on a nasal inhaler, using that regularly. So these are going to help to maintain the symptoms that you are having from your seasonal changes, but it's not going to get rid of the fact in the first place that your body is producing antibodies against what's causing it in the first place. And that's where we then come on to digestion. We're now going to look at the gut. So the gut is the core of everybody's system and it has its optimal wellness. We want to be thinking about what's going on inside of our stomach. Our gut is also known as our second brain. So we want to think about the gut-brain axis and what leads it together. So when we talk about our gut, we're talking about everything that's involved in our gut. So we're talking about everything from when we first start eating to everything that comes out. It's a very large system that we're looking at. So we do have to take into fact that there's lots of things involved in that GI tract. What does our food do? Quite simply, our food turns into fuel. Our digestive system breaks down our foods into building blocks of glucose, our fatty acids, our amino acids, and our vitamins and minerals so that our body knows how to use them. The GI has 2 primary functions: to break down of digestion of food and the absorption of nutrients. The digestion of food includes mechanical and chemical digestion. So mechanical is where we are actually physically chewing our food, and then the chemical digestion of what's happening further down in our body. It's then broken down into its simplest components. And each of these building blocks has a significant role in keeping every bodily function healthy. So, for example, you see a loss in capacity to produce the energy from our food, then we have a decline in health. Okay, so we want to talk about some of the red flags that you might be seeing. You want to pay attention to these because this is your body calling for help. So some of the red flags are things like bloating, constipation, acid reflux, leaky gut, which we're going to cover shortly, gastritis, skin issues, headaches. These are all your body shouting at you to say, listen now before things get worse. And some of the things that can actually cause these disruptions are things like antibiotics. Antibiotics kill off the gut health for over a year. So yes, antibiotics are fantastic, but they come through and they kill off everything in front of them, even the good. So we have to think about how we're going to replace that. Pesticides. Processed food is horrific. It has so many disruptors in there, stress and anxiety. We really want to think about what we're cleaning our homes with, because that is going to disrupt our bodies as well. And our lack of sleep, or a sedimentary lifestyle. So are we active enough? Are we doing enough to keep our bowel moving? So I want to talk to you a little bit about acute inflammation. Okay, so how acute inflammation is important for our bodies. So our acute inflammation is our body telling us, our first part of there's something wrong. We want to listen to our bodies at acute inflammation. Our seasonal threats are actually an example of acute inflammation. This is where our body is telling us something is wrong. So if we just keep taking pharmaceuticals and not addressing the cause of what's causing this acute inflammation, it is going to turn into chronic inflammation. And that is when people are finding that when they're taking their over-the-counter medicines for their seasonal changes, it is not helping anymore. And that is because it has now become chronic. So we want to listen to our body when it's telling us when it's acute. So leaky gut syndrome is a proposed intestinal condition in which a weakening of the intestinal walls allows bacteria and toxins to flow into the bloodstream. Intestines that absorb the nutrients shouldn't be absorbing waste products. Okay, so with leaky gut, there is small gaps in, imagine a net going around your intestines. There's small gaps in that, and it's allowing those waste products to get into our bloodstream. Our body is good at targeting problems and starting an inflammatory response to be able to fight the invasion. But if this is constantly having to do so, our bodies get overwhelmed. Think about how many times a day you eat and how many times a day your body is having to fight what you are eating. Hence, chronic inflammation is the root cause of most diseases. So you may need to take away what is causing the problems in your gut before we can fix it. So we can't just say, oh, well, we're going to take all of these things and that's going to fix our gut. It's not. We need to think about first what it is that's causing the problem in the first place, and we need to remove it. Then we can replace with things that are better for us, and then we can get into, we can repair and we can rebalance. So one of the things I highly recommend that you go away and research is FODMAPs. And that means that there's certain foods that are thought of to be healthy for us, but when it comes down to people with a leaky gut, those foods are actually still harmful for the inflammation. So things like broccoli, if you have leaky gut, that substance isn't great. So do go and do some research on FODMAPs. I'm not going to cover it in this presentation, but we do cover it in a full gut health presentation if you need support with it. So one of the aspects of repairing our gut is enzymes. Imagine these as little people taking the food to pieces and putting them together into building blocks. So for example, picture Lego pieces breaking down from a large Lego set. You need the individual pieces, or no body system can be able to utilize the enzymes that are important throughout the whole body, not just digestion. We also need enzymes in our bloodstream to help carry O2, which is being carried by hemoglobin in the blood cell. Enzymes provide separation, so the hemoglobin is bound together, and then enzymes allow it to be separated so it can be used. They can act as a neurotransmitter or a messenger during toxic load, and it will trigger the liver to release toxins into the bloodstream or the kidneys to cleanse. Think about as we get older, we suddenly can't tolerate certain foods anymore. So, for example, when we become 30 plus, our digestive enzymes start to decrease. This is influenced even more so by our lifestyle as well. Cooking our foods on high heats will destroy the enzymes. So also think about having undercooked food or raw vegetables, and that will help. So this is why steaming can be really important. Digestive enzymes have a special role in energy production and the absorption of O2 and boosting our immune system. When we have a buildup of acidity, this causes inflammation. Digestive enzymes start to eat up the soft scar tissue, and it helps to soften scars over time. And by supplementing our digestive enzymes, it stops our digestion stealing enzymes from other areas of our body. For example, our metabolic enzymes. So if you want to know about the metabolism and metabolic enzymes, that is in the MetaPower class. But it is important to know that we don't want to be stealing enzymes from other areas of our body, because if we do that, then those areas aren't working effectively, whereas we can supplement our body with enzymes to be able to help that. So that is when we want to think about TERRAzymes. TERRAzymes are our digestive enzymes. They are activated by water, so make sure you are drinking plenty while you take them. There's also lots of other areas that TERRAzymes can help with, some things that you might not notice that have been related to your digestive enzymes. So your tissue repair. So we just mentioned about our scar tissue, skin issues. Taking TERRAzymes on an empty stomach are really good for helping with our skin issues. So do think that there's lots of other areas that these can also help with. Okay, so how are we going to balance our gut? And this is where it comes in handy. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to detoxify your gut. So you're going to remove toxins and threats from your body. You are going to detox those areas. You're going to look at the food that you're eating to be able to remove it. You want to think about cleansing if you want to be able to get rid of pathogens or parasites. So you want to think about which oils are going to help to cleanse. If you're using oregano, you shouldn't be using oregano for more than 10 days. Then you want to think about what we're going to put in. So we're going to think about probiotics, but we also want prebiotics as well. This is where PB Assist is fantastic. I love the PB Assist, Julia. I take the children's version all the time, because it tastes amazing and it's really good for us. But you also have the capsule version, which is double encapsulated, so it gets further into the stomach to be able to, gets right down there into the intestines to be able to help you. So we have here, it's a prebiotic fiber, 6 active probiotic strains all mixed together in this double layered capsule, which is fantastic. You also have 6 different probiotic strains in the children's ones. So don't think, again, you can have whichever ones you wish to have. Here is also some probiotic foods that you can think about doing. This is where we were making sauerkraut at one of our digestion classes. So think about eating the rainbow, eating healthy. Think about what foods that are going in to help you. And important as well is that lifestyle. Think about getting moving, because we want our body to be able to actually get the food where it needs to be instead of being stagnated in our digestive system. So think about how active you are as well. A solution for you. If you want to be able to get all of the nutrients into your body without having to eat a multitude of food and spending a great deal of money, this is where we're going to look at Lifelong Vitality. So comparison of Lifelong Vitality, you would spend £80.50 to get your Lifelong Vitality. That is a full month's dose. If you were taking 4 of each of these tablets a day. I survive on half a dose, so 1 packet lasts me 2 months. My 14-year-old takes 1 a day, and so 1 box lasts him 4 months. So that is equivalent of spending £1,145 a month on the right foods to be able to take internally, when you can literally just take your capsules. Again, we are talking about the bioavailability. We're talking about how our body uses them. So due to our eating habits, most of us aren't getting the right amount of nutrients. The evidence unmistakably shows that people simply aren't getting the nutrients that they need from their diet. Combined with high stress levels, lack of physical exercise, poor sleep, and daily exposure to toxins, you have a perfect storm for cellular nutrient starvation. When you're looking at the data, it's clear most of us aren't getting it. So do have a think about what you're supplementing. Okay, so what's next? If you have not had your oils and you have not got your products, then please do speak to the person that sent you to this class and they will be able to help you out. If you have your oils and products, then hopefully you're enjoying using them and this has given you some good ways to do so. So arm yourself with the tools and get out there in the sun, make the most of it and enjoy your summer. See you later.